Hello and welcome to an in-depth analysis of research methods. Today we're beginning over how to ask a question, how to form a hypothesis, how to collect data, how to analyze the results, and how to draw conclusions. Firstly, let's go over how to ask a question. You're going to want to think about what you want to know. Go over what you hope to learn from researching. More specific research questions can often, give you more specific answers, which will help you research. So you want to know what you learn for that. You can also determine whether your question will likely result in a fact-based answer or someone else's opinion in advance. An example of this would be, when you're applying for a job, you might want to understand how well your work ethic aligns with the organization's mission. You might ask the interviewer for their perspective on the company or more personalized answers to determine whether you'd be a good fit for the role. That's just a good example. The second thing you want to do is to make sure your question is open-ended. Creating an open-ended question related to what you want to know will give more depth to the question. You can't be answered with a simple yes or no, yes or no answer. Also, these open-minded questions may help you give more depth to your sort of research and not really limit what you're trying to learn, which is always nice. Next, let's go over how to form a hypothesis. Every hypothesis needs four major things. They need cause and effect, where one variable affects another to change. They need a testable prediction, where since most hypotheses are designed to be tested, before committing to one of these hypotheses, you need to be able to actually conduct experiments on it or find research on it. Thirdly, you want independent and dependent variables. Define your variables in your hypothesis so your readers understand the big picture. You don't have to specifically say which ones are independent and dependent variables, but you definitely want to mention them all. This will help you narrow your hypothesis down. And finally, you're going to need candid language. Essentially what this is your hypothesis should be short and sweet. If it's long and convoluted, it will become confusing and hard to research. Next, let's go over how to collect data. First step would be to create a structured plan that details how you will collect and store this data during your research. Build this list on a thing and use it to help guide your research. It'll make it a lot easier. Your second step is to collect all this data onto an organized document. If you're working in a group, make sure the documents are shareable, but if you're alone, you can just have it by yourself. When you're collecting data, organization is the key point to help you collect your thoughts and put the data together. This will help you a lot if everything's organized. The third step, finally, it is important to remember one simple point. The more the data, the more complex the data, which means you will need to spend more time to plan an effective research data management strategy to help you organize and store your data generated. Finally, let's go over how to analyze the results. Firstly, you're going to want to define your goals. Before you dive into the data, you need to have a clear idea of what you want to achieve with your analysis. What are your main research questions or hypotheses? What are your variables or indicators that you want to measure or compare? How you interpret the data or draw conclusions. Defining your goals will help you choose the most appropriate methods and tools for your analysis, as well as avoid unnecessary or irrelevant steps, which will save you a lot of time. Organize your data. Before you can apply your methods, you need to organize your data in a way that will make it easy to access, manipulate, and analyze. This will help you on the final step. The final step of data analysis is to report your results in a clear and concise and accurate way. This presents your findings in explaining your methods and discussing your implications. Essentially, make sure you have everything set out and laid out before you get on to drawing conclusions, which is the last step. What is a conclusion? A conclusion is the final paragraph or a research paper, research collection, video, anything that you find data on, and it serves to help the reader understand why your research should matter to them. The conclusion of the conclusion should restate your topic and why it's important, restate your thesis, claim, hypothesis, any of those three, address opposing viewpoints and explain why readers should align with your position or believe your information more, and include a call for action as to why readers should look at future research possibilities or future applications to your research. Why is a conclusion important? An effective conclusion for a research paper reminds your readers of the strength and impact of your argument. Concluding statements can also help focus the reader's attention on the most important parts and use supporting evidence of your arguments or positions that presented in your research. Conclusion can also serve as a basis for continuing research, creating new ideas to resolve an issue you highlighted in your paper, or offering new approaches to the topic. Finally, all of these plans have one idea to make. They come together to have one goal in mind, to make researching 100 times easier. These ideas come together to create an effective plan that can be used by anyone for any topic, and no matter what topic that will be, it is effective. Thank you.